Digital Technologies in Focus, Supporting Implementation of Digital Technologies and the ICT Capability Webinar, Part 3. Hello, my name is Beth Clayton and I'm a Curriculum Officer for ACARA's Digital Technologies in Focus project, funded by the Australian Government National Innovation and Science Agenda. Today's webinar is an introduction to one of the general capabilities in the Australian curriculum, the ICT capability. The webinar aims to support your school's implementation of the digital technologies curriculum and the related information and communication technology capability. ACARA's Digital Technologies in Focus project supports the implementation of the digital technologies curriculum and is funded through the Australian Government's National Innovation and Science Agenda. It is a 3-year project and comprises 160 schools across Australia. These schools are supported by DTIF curriculum officers. This is part 3 of a 3-part webinar in which we will consider how teachers, support staff, students and the wider community can become upskilled in the ICT capability, how teachers can develop an understanding of what opportunities are available for their students, and how students can best demonstrate the ICT capability across various learning areas. There are a number of links throughout the presentation. Please feel free to pause the video to further explore resources and ideas. In this final section, I'd like to provide you with some suggestions and resources that might outline how you can support your community in upskilling, focus on a curriculum approach, and have a vision for what you would like your students to know and do. When thinking about how you interconnect the ICT capability within your school, there are a number of strategies on which to focus your attention. What is most important is the focus on the learning area and the knowledge and understandings and the processes and skills that are required of the curriculum. Teachers need to then think about the tool or tools which they would like the students to engage with as part of each learning opportunity. Considering the subset of skills that are required as a result of any given solution is where the initial focus on ICT development might occur. To ensure best practice and effective use of technology, look for connections across learning areas, consider a holistic approach, and identify the skills required for success. This will help you to build a framework in which to work. There might also be opportunity for schools to map how they are already integrating the ICT capability across learning areas. Here is a task that is used during an ICT capabilities workshop, run as part of the Digital Technologies in Focus project. It allows participants to consider the elements and sub-elements of the ICT capability learning continuum and consider ways in which they might already be present in various subjects. It is a worthwhile task that might assist in mapping skills across your school and context, making considerations for what is already being done, and identifying areas that may need further focus. Just-in-time type methods might include the continuous building of each school's collective capacity. Ideas that come to mind include boot camps and/or how-to workshops that hone in on specific hardware or software. These are good ways to rally like-minded learners. The Digital Technologies in Focus project planning resources include teacher ICT self-assessment matrices. You might like to access these or create your own checklists to identify areas in need of professional learning or to provide staff mentoring. Assessing student knowledge and skills is equally valuable. This can pinpoint the needs of students at individual year levels. YouTube is a wonderful resource, where available, for short tutorials on a plethora of applications and software, and teaching and learning ideas. Engage with a DTIF curriculum officer or other experienced mentors, and they too will be able to provide you with tailor-made approaches towards community development. The Digital Technologies in Focus section of the Australian Curriculum website has a number of resources that support the ICT capability, particularly on the resources page. You can access resources via the icon at the bottom of the page. You will find the ICT capability teacher self-assessment resource on the Digital Technologies in Focus planning page. The Digital Technologies Hub, though more focused on the digital technologies curriculum, is developing resources to assist teachers in identifying how they might support the ICT capability in students via a cross-disciplinary approach. It is worth visiting the site, not only to access resources surrounding the curriculum, but also to discover professional learning to support understanding of the ICT capability. The Australian Computing Academy has developed a resource for everyone. They are their DT versus ICT cards. They can be downloaded for free and used to explore the differences between the digital technologies curriculum and the ICT capability. The Digital Technologies in Focus project has a resource that looks at the language involved with the ICT capability and the digital technologies curriculum. The vocabulary is levelled to cater for individual contexts and can be incorporated as part of literacy units and visual literacy across the school. As with learning areas such as science and geography, understanding contextual vocabulary is important even if some of the language initially appears complex. With practice, it can soon be part of classroom vernacular. Detailed information on each of the general capabilities is located on the Australian Curriculum website. On this page you will find information on the ICT capability in both digital and printable formats. All learning areas provide the content and context within which students develop and apply the knowledge, skills, behaviours and dispositions that comprise ICT capability. However, it is more explicit and foregrounded in the Australian Curriculum Digital Technologies. There is advice on how you might integrate across all learning areas here. Here you can access the necessary PDF document outlining the information and communication technology capability learning continuum. You will also find work samples for each of the learning areas, and within these samples you will be able to find connections to the ICT capability. On the Australian Curriculum website under the Resources menu, you will also find curriculum connections which show links across learning areas. These each have a search function that allows you to find where ICT capability might also apply. For example, the curriculum connection Online Safety shows that for all year levels, online safety is explicit in health and physical education, digital technologies, English, and the arts, media arts. In the primary years, it is easier to address online safety holistically through planning and programming. As students move into the secondary years, the opportunities present themselves in a diverse range of learning areas such as history, geography, civics and citizenship, economics and business, and work studies. The curriculum connection provides rich opportunities to address aspects of a range of general capabilities with a particular emphasis on ICT capability, personal and social capability, and ethical understanding. On a final note, it is important that ICT is integrated in a manner that supports the curriculum and student goals, and is accessible and readily available for not only the task at hand, but to each member of the school community. It is advised that ICT integration is routine and transparent, and that the expectations for best practice are adhered to. That brings us to the end of part 3 of this webinar series. We encourage you to also listen to parts 1 and 2 if you haven't already. We hope that you've enhanced your understanding of the ICT capability and can see how it is more explicit and foregrounded in the Australian Curriculum Digital Technologies.